She is.
You're Isaac's girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. What are you to Isaac?
Well, I'm kind of mother-in-law to be.
This is your daughter?
Yes, this is my daughter.
Step out with me real quick. What's your name?
Kiara.
Kiara?
This is a crime scene at this point.
What's my house fucking crazy?
There's a deceased person in your garage. That's why it's a crime
There's a
scene.
body in there?
Yes. Stand up for me. Let's walk this way.
The fuck?
Go ahead and come here with me now.
Just before 2 p.m. on October 29, 2022, a terrified mother in Santa Fe dialed 911, claiming her son had just seen someone get murdered. Officers rushed to the quiet home on Jaguar Drive, expecting confusion. But what they discovered inside was far darker, far more disgusting, and nothing like what they were prepared for.
Kick it in.
The house may have been cleared by officers, but the air still felt heavy, as if whatever had happened there hadn't really left. It was just hiding, and the questions still lingered. Who was telling the truth? Who was hiding something? The next step was crucial. It was time to talk to everyone inside, to separate lies from reality, and to find out how a quiet Santa Fe neighborhood had turned into a murder scene.
I'm Vinny Politan. We continue our investigation of the tragic, brutal murder of 21-year-old Grace Jennings, who was staying at her friend's house when she was killed with a sword.
The caller was Jennifer McCulley, mother of 19-year-old Kiara McCulley, who was found standing inside the home when police arrived. Another male, later identified as 20-year-old Isaac Apodaca, Kiara's boyfriend, was present on the property. In the garage, officers discovered a body. The victim was 19-year-old Grace Jennings, Kiara's former girlfriend. She was found lying face up in a pool of her own blood, with a blood-soaked sword discarded beside her.
Right here by the door.
Who's Isaac's girlfriend?
She is.
You're Isaac's girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. What are you to Isaac?
Well, I'm kind of mother-in-law to be.
This is your daughter?
Yes, this is my daughter.
Step out with me real quick. What's your name?
According to public records, Grace and Kiara had been romantically involved for months prior. Their relationship ended on tense terms. Grace had recently returned to Santa Fe after attending school out of state. Friends claimed she was trying to reconcile or find closure. The visit ended in her death. Kiara taken into custody. After identifying Kiara as the girlfriend, officers quickly moved in, placing her under arrest and escorting her out for questioning. Her mother was inside, frozen in shock and incredulity. It was just another peaceful day at home a few moments ago, but now her driveway was filled with flashing lights, and her home was the focus of a vicious murder investigation.
No, this is a crime scene at this point.
What's my house fucking crazy?
There's a deceased person in your garage. That's why it's a crime
There's
scene.
a body in there?
Yes.
Dead body in your
Stand
garage.
up for me. Let's walk this way.
What the fuck?
Go ahead and come here with me now.
Isaac's instant disclosure. Loyalty is really tested at this point. Isaac, Kiara's boyfriend, does not attempt to hide or deny when two Santa Fe police officers approach him. The guilt and the pressure all come crashing down. He breaks down within minutes, admitting his involvement in the crime and revealing the sequence of events that resulted in the murder of Grace Jennings. She stepped into the garage, thinking she was just there to collect her things, unaware of what was waiting for her.
The garage. I walked into the garage, and when I walked into the garage, she goes, "Oh, I just did it."
And who was this?
Kiara McCulley.
She told you that?
According to Isaac, Grace had arrived voluntarily. She entered the garage willingly to get her belongings. At some point during the interaction, Kiara struck her with a sword multiple times. He didn't strike her himself, but he admitted helping carry the body and hide what had just happened. Interrogation room. Kiara's mindset. Isaac's statement was straightforward, easy for the cops to follow, while Kiara's answers told a completely different story.
Yeah.
You don't know?
I'm not sure.
What do you think?
Well, I'm partially hopeful for her to be dead, but I'm also like confused. I'm like.
Why would you hope she's dead?
Just like.
Her tone remained dramatic. When detectives asked her if she remembered the incident, she paused before answering. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. It wasn't me. It was her. When investigators asked for clarification, Kiara spoke of another personality she called Storm, who was violent, harbored dreams of killing Grace, and at times completely took control. Detectives did not interrupt and carefully noted her statements, choosing not to challenge her emotionally, and they continued with a calm, clinical interview.
More like wrote a short story about it, but then I also changed all the names and genders and stuff, so.
You wrote it like on paper or typed it or what?
It was on Google Docs.
Google what?
Google Doc.
Digital evidence text logs. Shortly after the interrogations, detectives obtained a warrant for both suspects' phones. The findings contradicted any suggestion of a sudden or impulsive act. Investigators pulled weeks of messages between Kiara and Isaac, talking openly about weapons, how they'd do it, and even how they'd clean up afterward. Worth in one exchange, Kiara allegedly wrote, "Peace doesn't come until she stops existing." Another message from Isaac read, "If you do it, I'll help."
You know the way those messages look, right?
Yes.
How do they look?
They look bad.
How so?
Very bad.
How so? Tell me what's bad about them.
They look like I was a part of it.
This eliminated the possibility of temporary insanity or self-defense. Prosecutors classified the case as premeditated murder. Victim background. Who was Grace Jennings? Now, let's take a moment to find out who Grace Jennings actually was before unfolding the next jaw-dropping fact in the story. Born in 2003, Grace attended the New Mexico School for the Arts. She wrote music, she painted. Friends described her as soft-spoken, forgiving, the kind of person who believed she could fix people, even if it meant putting herself in danger. Some say that kindness made her loved. Others believe it made her vulnerable, and honestly, it did make her vulnerable.
I think it sounds like she wanted to end her life because she felt all that pain and suffering all these years, and that's why you get now Apodaca insinuating the only way for you to end your suffering is to end her life.
Family reactions. Silent shock. Unlike other high-profile cases, there were no dramatic breakdowns during early hearings. No public outbursts, no yelling. Both families remained mostly silent. Grace's parents attended court without statements initially. Kiara's mother avoided most contact with the press. She reportedly said only one sentence to neighbors. "I didn't know my daughter was capable of this." Legal proceedings, charges, and plea deals. The Santa Fe County District Attorney's Office charged Kiara McCulley with second-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and conspiracy. She later accepted a plea deal, agreeing to testify against Isaac.
He now faces 30 years in prison. That's twice the time a second-degree murder charge normally carries, but the deputy district attorney says the extra time is for the, quote, brutality of the killing.
She faces a maximum sentence of up to 30 years in prison. Isaac Apodaca was charged with accessory to murder, conspiracy, and tampering with evidence. His trial is pending sentencing at the time of reporting. Courtroom footage. Kiara's statement. Unlike most defendants, Kiara did not apologize. When asked if she understood the charges and consequences, she responded, "Yes, I know what happened, but I don't remember all of it." Her voice remained steady. Her posture is upright. Her demeanor was neutral, and even an expert pointed out that she was kind of satisfied with the murder.
Psychologically, she's more at peace with the idea, which goes along the lines of trying to cure her suffering, which would explain why she fulfilled the request that was offered to her by Isaac to make sure that this happened in order for her to start healing.
And
judicial response. The presiding judge addressed Kiara's claim of dissociative identity disorder directly. Regardless of mental state, a life was taken deliberately. Planning was involved. responsibility remains. Sentencing was delayed to allow for psychological assessments, but the outcome remains limited to the legal boundaries of her plea, no less than 20 years possible, no more than 30. Case reflection. No editorial, just outcome. There is no uncertainty in this case, no speculation, no conspiracy theories to unpack. The events aren't open to interpretation. They're preserved in statements, evidence logs, and time-stamped footage. Even though Isaac didn't want to face that fate.
I think you made a mistake. That's all I think. I think you made a mistake last night and today.
Only thing I want to do is go with my mom and dad.
Okay.
A crime was conceived, a target was chosen, and a weapon was carried into a home where trust once existed. When the moment came, there was no hesitation, just a decision, followed by silence. There are no heroes in this story, only consequences. One life ended. Several others were ruined. Two perpetrators sit behind locked steel, their futures traded for a moment of irreversible violence. Three families now live in a timeline that cannot be repaired. One grieving, one ashamed, one questioning every warning sign they missed. No twists, no mystery, just the brutal simplicity of cause and effect. Santa Fe County, October 29th, 2022, one person entered a garage alive. She did not leave.